If a follow-up to Star Trek, Voyager starring Kate Mulgrew as Admiral Catherine Janeway is in the works, I hope Star Trek Janeway avoids the big mistake that Star Trek Picard made. According to TrekCulture, Kate Mulgrew said she is pursuing talks regarding Janeway's return to the Star Trek franchise during the Evening with Kate Mulgrew panel on Star Trek Cruise 8. The floating convention celebrated Star Trek Voyager's 30th anniversary with an impressive, nearly complete Star Trek Voyager cast reunion. Star Trek's precedent for returning captains is Patrick Stewart's reprising Admiral Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek Picard, set 20 years after Star Trek Nemesis. Stewart believed Admiral Picard had different stories to tell in a new Star Trek show, so Picard was never intended to be a Star Trek The Next Generation reunion. Star Trek Picard lived up to this promise for 2 seasons, but still had TNG cameos like LT, Commander Data, Brent Spiner, Captain William Riker, Jonathan Frakes, and Counselor Deanna Troi, Marina Sirtis, in Picard Season 1, and Q, John D. Lanky, and Guinan, Whoopi Goldberg, in Picard Season 2. Kate Mulgrew's potential Star Trek Janeway show must avoid making Star Trek Picard's big mistake, forgetting that what made Star Trek The Next Generation special was the crew of the USS Enterprise D. Picard Season 3 Star Trek The Next Generation cast reunion finally gave Admiral Picard the follow-up that he deserved. Bringing back the TNG cast let Picard Season 3 focus on tighter, character-driven stories instead of repeating earlier problems with pacing and underdeveloped characters. Star Trek Janeway could identify what made Star Trek Voyager successful and apply it to a 25th century Star Trek story. Star Trek Voyager's appeal was its premise, but Star Trek Janeway wouldn't have to get lost in the Delta Quadrant again to recreate Voyager's successful formula. 7 years in the Delta Quadrant would have almost certainly changed the USS Voyager's crew. They experienced things that no other Starfleet crew had. Star Trek Janeway could address the Voyager crew's experiences adjusting to Alpha Quadrant life. Applying a modern television lens to Star Trek Voyager's aftermath has the potential to be a stunning psychological study of PTSD, trauma bonds, and survival. Most importantly, it would feature Star Trek Voyager's cast reunited, facing challenges together. Kate Mulgrew doesn't want Admiral Janeway's live-action Star Trek return to be a vanity project, mirroring what Jerry Ryan expressed about 7 of 9's comeback in Star Trek Picard. Both Star Trek Voyager alumni are interested in reprising their Voyager roles in service of the right story for their characters. Both Ryan and Mulgrew know that fans have high expectations for 7 and Janeway. Ryan turned down a different Star Trek spin-off that wasn't the hotly demanded Star Trek Legacy. Mulgrew, likewise, wants to do a story that gives fans hope, like she did in Star Trek Prodigy.